Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road.
My favorite memory from this past school year has been really getting my students engaged with reading and with math, but particularly with math, getting them excited to learn new skills and to do their addition sprints and subtraction sprints, and having that enthusiasm and excitement to learn.
So in the first 2 years of teaching, I've had a lot of positive experiences. The best has been seeing my students actually get to engage in interests that they picked up in my class. So hearing about seniors that I had last year going on trips this year, for example, and traveling, engaging in things like that.
A highlight I can say is when you're working with a student really hard on one of their goals and they finally get that aha moment and you see that breakthrough. That's probably my biggest highlight.
Now, in my second year of teaching, I have positive experiences almost every day. At least weekly, I have students say something or do something that just warms my heart and, gives me a good feeling and keeps me smiling for the rest of the day.
Over the past 2 years, my teaching adventure has been watching my students enjoy reading. They do it just for fun now, and they actually know what they're reading, and they love it.
I would say the best experience I've had so far was I had a student from last year who's now a senior. He actually, he plays football, it was during senior night, and I developed a really good rapport with the student and had made calls home in for positive reasons, not for negative reasons, and just developed a really good relationship with him. And he actually, for his senior night, I was one of the teachers he did a little shout out to over the announcements for the football game, and my allergies kind of flared up a little bit when that happened. So that's probably my favorite thing so far.
The most positive experiences I've had these last 2 years have been to be able to create such strong relationships with my students, especially those who had behavioral problems the previous year, because I've seen them grow and want to be a better student.
A positive experience that I've had my 2 years teaching is when I see my students going beyond where I'm teaching them and seeing them very motivated, and I get so happy when I see them learning.
Back again, your heart is true.
TUSD's professional development opportunities have helped me to be successful in so many different ways. The amounts of different topics that I've been exposed to in professional developments has just far exceeded anything that I've ever anticipated that would be available to me. It's given me a lot of different kinds of people to connect with and different opinions to get.
My favorite professional development opportunity was I got to go to a seminar by Fred Jones. It was about classroom management, and I already knew a lot about classroom management given with my past years with my mentor teachers, but he really put it into a new perspective. He thought of things that I never thought of, like placing the tables in a certain order, or if you have desks, then placing the desks in a certain arrangement. Just things like that. I felt like I learned a lot from that seminar, and I got a lot of great learning points taken from there.
Thank you for being a friend.
The biggest piece of advice is just kind of the whole package, as far as her kind of coming in and seeing things that I'm doing, and I got this whole plan in my head, and she can just give little suggestions, things that have worked in the past, different ideas to get the kids engaged, just constant little ideas that you never think of in the heat of a year teaching, that you can just quickly adjust, and they make the biggest world of difference. So
The best advice I've gotten from my mentor has been to involve aspects of other content areas into my curriculum, bringing economics into history, for example.
My mentor has helped me to take deep breaths on days that I'm really struggling or have had a really hard day, and to focus on my kids and my impact with them and the connection that we have, and to place their needs and their desires and the things that are required for their success as students before my panic.
me out, but I'd say the best piece of advice that she's given me is to not only I don't want to make it seem like to take it easy, but also to learn from the mistakes you make or to learn from the experiences you have. And then, don't be too hard on yourself. It's a new career, it's a new teaching. You can't be open to new opportunities. And she's been really motivational for me to stick with teaching and stick with, pushing myself outside of the comfort zone and knowing that it'll all be okay.
Thank you for being a friend.
I will ask the new teachers to observe other teachers in the school to see their experience in teaching and get to learn from them.
You just need to do one thing at a time and focus on one goal at a time, or maybe two tops. And so much stuff gets thrown at you as a new teacher, so many trainings, so many requirements, but you can't do it all, period. And it's not going to help your kids or you if you try to do everything. So focusing on one thing, looking for growth in that area, and then maybe the next year, focusing on a couple others.
The one piece of advice that I would give a new teacher is definitely to get to know the kids at your campus. Before I started teaching, I had the privilege of being a football coach, so kind of knew the personnel of the school. So I had a little bit of background with the type of kids that I would be dealing with at Sabino, but definitely get to know your kids, know what they like, know what they're interested in, be able to have a casual conversation, say hello in the hallways, just so they feel a little bit more comfortable with you. As long as they feel comfortable with you in the classroom, makes learning a lot easier, so get to know the kids.
The advice I would give a brand new teacher is to just breathe. It gets better, I promise.
Thank you for being a friend.
I enjoy it. In TUSD, I enjoy the diversity that we have in schools and the culture, the different culture that we have in schools here, and all the opportunities that TUSD is opening for these kids.
What I enjoy most about working in TUSD is getting to know all these wonderful teachers and support staff that will not only help you grow as a teacher, but are there for you as a person, and they're always motivating you and they value what you do.
But so far in TUSD, I feel, especially at my site, I feel a lot of support from my administration. I have an excellent principal. I have excellent colleagues. I learned something different from all of them. They're very diverse. I don't feel like there's cookie cutter teaching here. I think everybody is able to use their particular gifts in teaching, and I am able to learn from everybody's different approaches and strategies.
I enjoy being a TUSD teacher and a TUSD parent. My kids are both TUSD kids, and I like working in TUSD because it helps me to be more involved in their education, and I guess that's what I like best about TUSD. I just feel like I'm part of the TUSD family, even before I became a teacher, because I was a TUSD parent.
I'd surely buy you a Cadillac, whatever